I'm Steve,
I'm Tom.
and this is Demagogue News with Things You Need to Know About, episode 28. Motherfucking riots.
Yeah, dude, shit hit the fan this past
What
week.
the fuck happened?
Well, it all started when an officer of the Minneapolis Police Department kneeled on a man's neck.
Ooh. Yeah, and this is a bipartisan equal opportunity protest.
Yeah.
Everybody all around is feeling the effects of this. This is a fucking shit show, Tom.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. For anybody who listened to our last episode, I was in Indiana during all of this, so Steve got the first-person take on the protests here in Las Vegas, or protests that turned into riots.
Yeah, and in Las Vegas, we got it pretty light. This was not too bad. Minneapolis is basically on fire. The National Guard has been called. All of these things might not even be new. We're a little late in the ball on this.
Yeah.
Because he's been in Indy, which he's seen some shit in Indianapolis, and I've been at the riots in Las Vegas. And for a person I gotta tell you, Tom, one, I'm fucking beat. Riots, take it out of you.
At least you didn't get beat.
I didn't get beat.
That's a plus.
I almost got shot a couple times with paintballs, and I didn't get beat. But got hit with a lot of tear gas. I still haven't taken a shower yet, and I still kind of feel it on me.
Yeah, definitely a post-episode shower.
Post-episode shower.
For sure.
For sure. Yeah, and I don't know. This is just wild. It's just like beyond belief what's happening. I remember about 2.5 years ago, the largest shooting in American history happened on the same grounds that were protesting against the same cops that were helping protect and serve and protect us.
Yeah.
It's just like, how little of history did you forget?
It's bizarre.
Everyone knows somebody that knows, either you knew somebody that died,
Mm-hmm.
or you know somebody who knew somebody that died. Like, that's pretty much a guarantee in Las Vegas. You know that. Now all that knowledge is down the fucking window. Fuck the police. That's the new rhetoric.
Fuck 12, man.
Fuck 12, dude.
So it's, I guess, to play devil's advocate here, people who are protesting, it's not like with the Mike Brown stuff, Trayvon Martin, what have you, like peaceful protests, I guess, didn't get their message across, so now it's getting violent. That being said, look at who they're turning their aggression towards.
Yeah, their own cities.
Yeah, the private citizens.
Private businesses, good taxpayers that maintain your businesses.
Businesses that you might have gone to.
Right, the places that you like to shop at to get goods and services.
So, yeah, that to me, I don't really get the logic there. And, I mean, like, Steve's got plenty of videos. Like, I just watched a guy light himself on fire while trying to light a building on fire.
Oh, there's everything.
Hilarious.
There's everything. If there ain't no rules in the quarantine, there really ain't no rules in the riot.
No, holy shit.
Everything's happening right now. Anything that you can imagine, like, oh, something crazy happened, it happened. It's there. My buddy in California was telling me there was 3 separate high-speed chases in L.A. It's like, what the fuck is happening? A lot of things.
Yeah, a lot. Every major metropolitan area in the United States had some form of a protest.
And in other countries.
Yeah.
In Japan.
Crazy.
Which doesn't have police brutality. But literally, the police are actually so bored, they create their own crimes to get people on. Just little shit, because they literally had nothing to do because there are no crimes in Japan. But hey, whatever. So what do we focus on? We got to pick a focus spot.
The focus spot, let's, I guess, because we don't really have the numbers for, like, the total property damage or, like, any fatalities, things like that nature. So let's go into what you saw Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, so far, there's been 3 protests in Las Vegas. One on Friday on the Strip. That one, as far as I've understood, was broken up pretty fast, and 80 people were arrested. But they spilled into Las Vegas Boulevard, and they should have known not to spill into Las Vegas Boulevard. That's a no-go. Like, come on. How stupid can you fucking be? It's the reason why we have a town. Can't fuck with the road. Saturday, they met at Container Park, which is in downtown Las Vegas. little urban-y, hipstery, revitalized little area. And that ended with protesters throwing fireworks at the police, and
Police are people too.
police are
Yeah,
terrible
according to
bastard
them.
pigs that are shitty. No, they're not people. It's amazing how people forget that they're fucking people.
Yeah, like this is their job. Like they're on the clock
This
right
is
now.
just their job. Are these people the ones that were in Minnesota? No. In fact, Metro, I believe, is the number 2 highest rated police force in the United States.
Really?
Metro is legit.
Go us.
Ain't no racial problems from the police. We have a very diverse police force.
Yeah, we do.
And they also
Definitely.
they don't fuck around. From my experience, Metro fucking shoots people. They don't play no fucking games. And I like that.
But now they're like, it's kind of weird. Like, imagine like with Emmett Smith in Mississippi, like gets accused of like harassing a white woman and then gets like fucking killed.
Oh, yeah, kangaroo court fucking lynched.
Yeah. Whereas opposed to like fucking like imagine if like people did that, but against like insert like racial group here, insert like that's what they're kind of doing to
Well,
cops.
Like, I'll tell my story, but like the real sad thing is that we're watching the OJ documentary, right?
Mhm.
What was the commissioner's greatest fear?
Riots.
LA riots part 2, which was only 3 years prior. In 1992, LA riots started because a black named Rodney King was speeding. They pulled him over, and on video, some shit-ass camcorder, there was 12 cops beating the fuck out of him, right?
Yeah, they beat his ass.
And everyone got up in arms, as that's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Months go by, and then during the trial, all 12 officers are acquitted. So there's an obvious racial transgression. There's no excuse for.
Yeah.
And then the police get off scotch-free. Then the shit goes off. And you know what? Maybe it should have gone off. That was pretty fucked.
Yeah, it was.
In this situation, a man dies in police custody. Terrible. Shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it's on video.
Whether it was intentional or not, accidental, there's no excuse. In a day and a half, let's burn down the fucking city. There's no knowledge, no information. Information is coming out every single hour. They just barely arrested the cop.
Yeah.
Derek,
like,
what's
they
his name?
expedited the shit out of his
Right.
trial.
Yeah, but they arrested him. And I'm sure they're gonna get that into the courtroom as
Mhm.
fast as possible.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been charged. He's been charged, but he hasn't been put on trial. Like, no. Now you're gonna burn down the fact they want to race so fast into total anarchy is ridiculous.
They're just like piggybacking off of it.
They're opportunists.
Yeah, they are, all of them.
There may be a shred of truth of Black Lives Matter and into getting to the point of standing up for black people.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, if you say
I
Black
like
Lives
black
Matter,
people.
like, yeah.
I want them to feel safe around police. I want
Yeah.
them to have confidence in their daily lives. But that ain't how you do it.
I mean, these people, the people who are like trashing shit, though, they're not like.
They don't give a fuck about Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, they don't get like they're just trying to get free shit, and
They just want to fuck shit up. They just want
let
to
out
break
some
stuff.
aggression.
Break a window. And they've been in quarantine for fucking 2 months and all
Yeah,
this other
even better.
bullshit. It's a wonderful little powder keg.
Which very disappointed that no one is social distancing.
Yeah, no. So at this protest on Saturday, the first one that I was at, there was upward of 2,000 people. There was a lot. And at a certain point where the police were stationed at, they were surrounded on all sides. And that's when I recognized that's not a good thing. They're putting a fucking tiger in a corner as they shout at them incessantly, which isn't getting anything done.
No, it isn't.
And maybe, I've seen some other things, some other counties and states and cities that the cops played it a lot cooler,
Mm-hmm.
and that helped a lot more than what Metro did on Saturday. But eventually, either Metro got tired of wasting the time or something really kicked it off, and downtown got pretty rowdy for a second there. I was doing a lot of running. Got a lot of tear gas that day. And once they spilled onto Las Vegas Boulevard, but the not nice Las Vegas Boulevard in downtown, some people started looting businesses. They took over the whole street. It was chaos. Total chaos. No control whatsoever. It's like trying to like rustle sheep. But the cowboy's really bad at his job, and they're just fucking going everywhere. It's wild. But all in all, wasn't that violent.
That's good.
I've seen a picture of a cop car on fire. That was somewhere
Where the hell
downtown.
was that? Like
Yeah.
downtown?
Yeah, downtown.
God damn.
It went around, local Vegas Facebooks. So, but I don't think the property damage wasn't too crazy. There's a lot of graffiti. There was a lot of, basic shit. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, pretty par for the course for this.
A lot
kind
of the
event.
businesses downtown knew that was happening, and they quickly boarded up because they're all small businesses. They're all the bars that me and you like to go to.
Yeah, like I really like downtown.
Yeah, I like the Griffin. I like, Commonwealth. Those are good places to go. So they boarded up real fast because they didn't want any shit to happen to them. But all in all, that was, from 0, like, useless to 10, I'd call it like a 2.
Okay.
It was basically a waste of time. Just fucking waste. At one point, the funniest thing that I think that happened, somebody on a boombox or a microphone played the Communist National Anthem, Stalin's National Anthem,
No.
at the police. And, like, the irony.
That is so fucking ironic. Are you shitting
The irony
me?
was so great.
Oh my
'Cause
god.
you know what happens in Soviet Russia?
Yeah.
They just fucking kill you.
You
They
think
just-
our police are oppressive? Like,
Yeah, they just fucking shoot into the crowd. Listen to Demagogue News episode 4 if you want to learn more about that. That was, I think, the funniest thing. And, so Saturday went, tear gas, blah, 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 blah. That stuff kind of stains, too. The
Oh,
yellow,
man.
the chlorine
Yeah.
stains as well. So that kind of got everywhere. And everyone left. Me and my brother were there. We basically hightailed it out of there once looting started happening. A couple businesses were broken into. And me and him both thought, like, okay, it's time to go. I think it's
Yeah,
time to actually,
definitely.
like, start putting our rears in gear and get the fuck out of here. Because by the time we got to our cars and started coming back Las Vegas Boulevard, they closed it off, and they were trying to, like, come from both sides in at people. So it was the time to leave. That was Saturday. Sunday, a whole different story. Sunday was at Mandalay Bay, one of the largest casinos on the south part of the Strip. And that one had there was news people in downtown Container Park. This time, everybody was there. There were 15 people with real cameras and microphones. They were, videoing the shit out of this. Helicopters, the whole 9 yards. Shit was going on. And once people accumulated around 5:30, 6 o'clock, the police were there. The police, this time, there was about 60 police cars, over 100 officers. They were ready for this one. And everyone had like 20 fucking zip tie handcuffs with them.
Jeez.
They were ready. They're ready for the shit to go down. The beginning starts. There's a line of police. The angry mob approaches the police. They give them like a 10 feet like spacing, which I thought was cool. They're not getting up.
Sounds like the beginning of Dark Knight Rises.
Right, yeah, it's like, it's the line. The armies meet, and then the two leaders come. Like literally, two leaders come out to parlay before the battle. The sheriff and a guy that was basically nominated as the leader. They spoke. It was a very genial conversation. There were smiles, and then they, shouted towards us that the police are going to march with us.
Perfect.
That's great. That's fantastic. We marched on the sidewalk of Las Vegas Boulevard, and they walked on the street. They closed down the whole shebang. Cars up the wazoo. Cops were just trying to maneuver at all certain points to properly rustle the sheep. They were making sure at all times that they were in the correct position. And then 2 squads of 10 just walked on the street as we walked up the sidewalk. And I thought that was great.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I was doing a live stream at the time, and I'm like, this is actually what I would call an actual protest. This is good. This ain't bad. And, of course, people shouted at the police constantly, which I thought, if they're going to walk in solidarity,
Yeah, what the
then
hell?
aren't these people not your enemy? I don't know.
Kind of wish that the cops were allowed to nightstick people. Just like that's, it's
Well,
it's
don't worry.
acting tough.
The good stuff comes later.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
So we walk from Mandalay all the way up to Bellagio, which is about 2 miles. And at Bellagio, we take a break. There's a minute of silence. People kneel down. Not bad.
Yeah.
It's fairly controlled. People are under control. They're following orders. They're doing what they need to do. Great. Awesome. Also, at this point, there's a lot of tired people, and I was like, man, it's only been 2 miles. What do you mean you're tired? We've been just walking.
This country is so fucking
Come
fat.
on. It's been you can't walk 2 miles. We cross the street to Planet Hollywood, which is across from the Bellagio, and we start walking down again. At this point, I'm kind of like checked out. Kind of seen it. All right, it's cool. The sun's coming down. It's getting a little cooler in the air.
Mm-hmm.
More people are coming this entire time. It's slowly growing and growing. A lot of Ubers just stop and people just hop out of the car with their masks and their signs. I'm like, all right, this is coming to a close. I can already sense the bullshit coming. I can feel it bubbling up from the depths. I'm like, I can feel it. I can see it. So I remove myself from the group as they stop in front of MGM and they do a whole long thing, yelling at the police, blah, 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 blah. And I leave and I go back to what was like my rally point in front of the Mandalay Bay with all the security guards. Because I was kind of talking shop and talking smack with those guys. And I basically told them, like, yeah, so it seems to be dying down. That's where they're ending at MGM. And then all of a sudden, 8 police cars come rushing towards the protesters. And I thought, oh, shit, something happened. So I bust up there, and the protesters have spread out to a point that they're at a very wide angle on the street, and cops have lined up against them.
Oh.
Uh-oh. The bullshit's happening. This is going to be interesting. And that goes on for about 30 minutes until SWAT comes. And now people are trying to maneuver around the police. Now it's a game of cat and mouse that's happening right now. I'm like, oh, fuck. And they're starting to come at me again. I was separated from the protesters. They start coming at me again. And that's when SWAT opens up with paintball guns and tear gas starts coming out. Like a lot. They start just chucking that shit. And at a certain point I was trapped behind one of the obelisks, one of like the pillars in front of Mandalay, as people start just stampeding through, and I'm like behind the rock as the waves are rushing past me trying to record. And that's when it became like just fucking out of control. Out of fucking control. And it was just us versus them. Back and forth, us versus them. But they had armored personnel carriers and lots of police. And at that point, like I could feel that this is what they wanted. They didn't have a message the second time around.
No.
They really didn't have a message. They just wanted to fuck around with the police. Because I can see people smiling, laughing. Ha ha ha. Like they're having a good time.
During all of this?
Yeah. With the tear gas and the fucking thing, and everyone's cool. They got like masks and they got a spray. Like they were prepared. Yeah, we're gonna get him. They're having fun. I'm like, this is such a weird bastardization of what they think a protest is.
Yeah.
This is not fun. Not fun at all. This is really fucking strange and like dystopian in its type of layout. That the police, our public police are quote unquote attacking people, not telling them to leave, and then they don't, and then they enforce the law, and it's all this strange fucking back and forth. And that goes on for maybe like about an hour and a half. I fucking inhale a lot of fucking tear gas. I showed you pictures at one point, like it just filled up the entire street. This acrid yellow smoke. And once I have to use my backpack as a shield, because I'm now in with the protesters, and they're protesters. I'm in with the rioters. To use the right vocabulary.
Yeah, they were protesters.
Yeah, they were protesting. Now they're rioting.
They morphed.
Once they were shooting me with the paintballs, I'm like, all right, I gotta go.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
Screw that.
Took about a half hour to get back to my car. Had some, and then
Where the hell did you park?
So, the problem was I thought I could park at those shitty little stores on South Las Vegas Boulevard because no one's there.
Yeah.
That's where the shit went down.
Oh,
so anybody who had their car there, they basically couldn't leave. That was all a cordoned off, closed off area. And I knew, because it was the same thing that happened in downtown the night before, is that they started to cast a wide net on what they're going to shut down. So I parked in some corporate offices, some corporate commercial buildings on like Hacienda and Valley View, like far as fuck.
Damn, yeah.
So I don't if there's
That
a
is a
problem,
hike, man.
I can leave. I can just run away. I can use my feet.
I mean, that's smart.
Yeah.
Like,
but the most disconcerting thing is, as I was walking, there was people that were walking with me, these 2 girls, and the vocabulary they used, Like their mentality of what this whole thing was so like a cognitive dissonance. It made no fucking sense. These two unathletic, just normal, fucking nobody cares people were so white. We're so up in arms on how they want to riot. They want to break glass. They want to do this. They want to get back at them. Those bastards. Those fucking bad people. I was just looking at him like, do you even understand the words that are coming out of your mouth? Do you recognize what you're saying?
I guess like
At one point, I chirped up and said, "Oh well, I don't want that to happen because I want to go back to work next week."
what they say.
We're not working. We don't care. Fuck.
Man, what is it? The greatest like human need a lot of the times is to feel important. And that's what I think a lot of people, okay, these like nothing people, if you will. Like these girls, like nobody was like paying attention to them before, but like now that I'm a protester, I'm special. Like I got something going on.
That is wanting to be seen doing the virtuous thing.
Yeah, it's it's a weird way of virtue signaling though. It's like,
did I tell you I started reading Atlas Shrugged?
yeah, you did.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite books.
It's now my favorite book of all time.
Really?
Oh my
How
god.
far are you?
I'm at the beginning of the end. It's about the end is about to happen. We've already gone to the special place.
Oh hell yeah! That's
Yeah.
dude. That's where it gets really, really
So,
good.
So they're about to. The end's about to happen.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's such a good book.
So-
oh
my
God,
goodness.
fantastic.
The reason why that is like dystopian is the battling of virtues versus vices.
Yeah, or it's almost like vices disguised as virtues.
Yeah,
and you get
and,
people
and
like
vice
Jim
versa.
Taggart.
The
like,
ones that are bad are the ones that are exalted, and the ones that produce are the ones that are put down.
Yeah.
Virtue signaling. It's fucking virtue signaling written in 1957 by an ex-Soviet that ran out of the country lady. Holy shit. The idea of virtue signaling is the most apparent in these protests. Look at me. I'm doing the right thing. I'm standing up. Look at me.
Yeah, hey, I'm cool with black people. You see me? I'm at a protest, and I just took a picture with a black guy. I am very cultured.
That is the most thing about this protest that I felt. Fuck the police. Everyone knows I don't like the police. Look at me. Fuck the police. Ha. There's a crime. You're not calling. You're gonna figure it out. You're gonna call you're not gonna. Fire department. There's terrible videos going around, and I believe it's in Texas. Fire trucks are trying to get into position, chucking bricks, breaking the windows of the fire truck.
Really? People
Yeah.
are attacking firemen? That is.
There are two fire trucks
What
trying
the
to get down,
hell?
and the one in front is stopped. The one in back is being assaulted. Just like glass breaking. The dude's got his phone out. He's trying to protect himself because shit's flying into the cab. Starts blasting the horn, trying to get him to move, and they're stuck there. And it's like, Jesus Christ. So, should you not get any? Should you really be sovereign citizens where you get no help from the federal government or the state government at all in exchange for no taxes?
Yeah, that's
Because
not practical.
You're taking at all times, and then giving nothing, and then
Mhm.
wanting to oppress those who give you. Oh my God.
Atlas Shrugged is so relevant.
Atlas
now.
Shrugged is so relevant. 1984 is so relevant. It really makes me. It gives me anxiety. I'm not an anxious person. I do not get anxiety. It gives me fucking anxiety. Because shit that was written 60 years ago, you can read it word for word and mistake it for today's news.
Yeah, legit.
Fuck me. Wild. Just wild fucking shit.
So, I mean, were you like? Did you at least encounter anybody who seemed like legit at these protests? Like somebody was like, "Yeah, I hope that these like what we're doing sends a message, and we
Fuck
get."
black. Fuck. Whoops.
You heard it here first.
No. Shut up, Tom. Fuck the police. Black Lives Matter. A lot of the news agencies, they got the portable, recording. They got the microphone. They got their fucking, their badges.
Yeah.
They're going up to people. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Our local Fox 5. So that's not Fox News.
Yeah.
It's
just Fox 5. It's a local station.
The local station that is, maintained by Fox Network. Fuck you, motherfuckers. You're pieces. You're bad. You're Nazis. You're
Just sounds like empty rhetoric. Like they just sound like
It's like they didn't even think about it.
legit.
They
It's
just
like
told us, like, oh, they're bad people. You know, they're bad. They're bad. They're
like
bad.
action figures. Like you just like press the button
Yeah,
and they
just
say this
articulate
stuff.
the
Yeah.
arm. Yeah. Yeah. Karate chop arm. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck the police. Fuck 12. Like,
Yeah. Just click button.
yeah, you just click the
Fuck
button.
police. Fuck 12. 1 down, 3 to go.
What's his name?
What's his name? George Floyd. Black Lives Matter. They said nothing else. There was no thought. No thinking. Thought is bad.
Yeah, I get.
Thought is bad. Don't think about it. Just do.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Think the thought is bad. The brick is good.
Just wild. And these are, I imagine, what if I met them on the street, I could have a decent conversation, and I would imagine they were rational, good people. Then when all put in this situation, all that goes out the fucking window.
Yeah. It's like you were saying, like us versus them. Like it's very tribal.
That's what it became, and that's becoming so much more. I know on your Facebook, you're probably losing people left and right.
You know,
Or are you just shutting your mouth?
I don't check my Facebook too often, like my friends, so I may have lost friends at this point.
I'm blowing through people left and right just because I'm not saying things right. Or I'm like, wait, like, hey, let's think about this. Nope, gone. Like, oh, okay. Never
Thought?
mind.
I hate thinking.
Ugh,
Delete.
I can't believe it. You would dare do such a thing. How dare you?
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of like to a boiling point now. Of
Hey,
the
this
whole,
is
like,
at a fever pitch for sure.
where like if you like it used to be if you don't agree with me, like I fucking hate you, but now it's if you don't agree with me, like I'm gonna go break your shit and like destroy
No,
your
if
city.
you don't tell me you agree with me first,
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Be
Yeah.
proactive about this.
yeah, if you're not proactive about telling me how virtuous you are, then I hate you. I'm not even gonna ask you.
Oh, that's actually a great segue because a new word just entered my vocabulary yesterday. Commitment signaling. Like
The fuck is that?
It's just like virtue signaling where you have to like virtue signaling being where you try to portray yourself as being virtuous
You're a good person.
that
right.
you're doing nothing really. So commitment signaling is your commitment to the cause. So
Oh, it's loyalty.
so if you're like, let's say you're a trumpet, Trumplican, like anything that Trump says, it's like, yes, Rafael Cruz did kill John F. Kennedy. Like you just like you double down to show your commitment to said cause. So that being said, like a lot of these people who are out on the like for the protest, they are commitment signaling heavy. Like this is my tribe. This is my group.
Let it be known.
Yeah, everybody know. Check my Instagram. Like I'm one of you.
One of us.
Yeah.
One of us. One of us.
Legit though. It's ridiculous, man. This is 2020 is by far the most fucking
Dude,
ridiculous
this year is literally like a titty, bro. We're Jumanji is in full force.
Yeah.
Protest, end of the world,
Pandemic.
biological problems. Next week Yellowstone's gonna be erupting. China, the World War, murder hornets, Godzilla,
Yeah, just everything.
asteroids.
Like holy Christ.
It's a lot. This is when we talk about this year, we're gonna be like, "Oh, Dad, what happened in 20? Son, give me the alcohol.
Yeah. Break open the box.
Break
Look at a
open the
glass-
box.
Bourbon in a glass box.
Ugh.
That's like it's absolutely craziness.
It's crazy. It's like I don't. It's terrifying. This doesn't happen. The one thing. So the funny thing is, I ran into an old friend of mine when I was down there. My old photographer,
Yeah.
just gentle old black man, been through hell in his life, just like living his life being a photographer, and he talked about, man, this was just like in 1968.
Shit.
Oh, when there was actual race problems, when
Jim
there was
Crow?
real fucking issues. Like, because Civil Rights Act didn't do a lot for a couple of years.
Mm-mm.
A lot of states were like, well, fuck you. I hate black people. The fact that he's going to say that, it's just like that, I'm used to this. I know what it's like.
Chill.
Chill. I'm like, holy shit.
Been here before.
Been here before. Been there, done that.
That's wild. I mean, okay, and I'm definitely. We don't want to make light of like like unarmed black dudes like getting killed by the police. That's not like
No one agrees.
yeah,
This
nobody.
Is a good thing.
Yeah, it's not like a partisan. Like yes, I do agree with that.
Yeah.
Like
As much as you think they're Nazis, no Trumper is like, yeah, well, he got what's coming.
yeah, I really don't think George Floyd got what was coming
No.
to him. He was what is it? I think he was the cops were called out on him because he had a
counterfeit 20,
which it was a real
supposedly.
20 actually.
Yeah. And also the cop that killed him and George worked in a nightclub together for a couple of years.
That's really
They knew each
weird.
other.
They did? Oh, that's bizarre.
So, like, this was, like, and I pray it's not some tinfoil fucking Alex Jones, false flag, Reichstag fire. This was a really unfortunate accident. Because shit happens.
Yeah.
Shit happens, and it shouldn't happen. But
His knee shouldn't have been on his neck to begin with.
4 guys against 1 dude, like, yeah, if someone's on PCP, it might be scary, but it's just a guy.
Yeah. And he was handcuffed on the ground.
Right.
Like, not
How much
very
more
scary.
control do you need from somebody? It shouldn't have happened. It was a terrible accident. I'm sure Derek did not mean to kill that man. At most, he's going to get manslaughter in court.
He's got, I want to say 3rd-degree murder and 2nd-degree manslaughter are the charges.
Right. They're going to get one of them. They might just kangaroo court him and just fucking hang him with both. Who knows?
I mean, at that point, though, like, even if you kill someone accidentally, you still killed someone.
Yeah.
Like, that's,
it's still not good. It's
Yeah,
still not
exactly.
good. No one's agreeing that
But
this was a good thing that happened.
it's just the fact that people took that torch and ran with it.
They
is-
fucking ran like Usain Bolt.
Yeah, fast.
Fast.
Fast as hell.
Moving and grooving. So, yeah. And you know what they weren't doing? There ain't no fucking social distancing happening.
Yeah, what the shit, yo?
And I'm gonna be very interested in the next 12 days to see what happens with our coronavirus numbers.
Oh,
The
yeah.
good old Rona. I just saw an article just before we started. So I was going through my Facebook. See if I can pull it up again. Fuck, man, I hate that Facebook resets all the time.
Yeah, right?
They're finding that the potency of the coronavirus is losing potency. That it may not be as bad as it was anymore.
Yeah, I think I've heard that, too. That's,
Which does happen to diseases that like proliferate that fast. It can get less worse over time. But so maybe we didn't need to shut down the country. Oh, is that what we're hearing?
when it's
This
too
is all
late.
fucking sham at the end of the day? Because, when some person's rights are infringed is fine. But when when one man's rights are infringed, everyone else can say, fuck it, and go ham. Because they didn't actually care. They don't actually care about what the government says.
No.
They're just going to do what they're going to do anyways. So, who gives a fuck? Awesome. What a great way to lead a country.
Yeah. So start making t-shirts like America. Who gives a fuck?
Who gives a fuck?
Oh my god. It's just
WGAF. Who gives a fuck?
the little bracelets. I think we're onto something here, but we can't get them from China.
Yeah, well, they're not going to ship. Shipping
Yeah.
still sucks from China.
Oh.
We're buying American.
Yeah, buddy.
As we put on Who Gives a Fuck America.
But support your local business.
Support your local, but don't burn it down.
Don't burn down your
yeah.
local business.
Don't burn
That's
down your
not
local
good.
business. Support your local business.
So yeah, like to anyone who is protesting, and you want your voice to be heard, go ahead and do that. But like rioting is just inexcusable. Vandalism isn't free speech.
You know what? Why don't you go riot? Go fucking do all that
Me?
shit.
No, I'm too lazy, dude.
Nah, people, go do that.
People.
Let's just put the brick on the fucking throttle. Let's just fucking go with it.
You just want to expedite the fall of the Roman
Accelerationism.
Republic.
Let's just do it as fast as possible. Because at this point, like it's the fever pitch has gotten to like it's crescendo to an incredible sound.
Yeah.
It's unsustainable.
It is. It can't keep going on. Then again, Hong Kong's protests lasted for like a year.
Yeah, but they had a real reason.
Yeah,
they had something that affected not just 13% of the population, but 100% of the population, and a regime that, fuck all cops. Well, not all cops. China don't got a lot going for them that's positive.
Yeah, actually, they just passed the bill to extradite
They did.
people and foreign citizens who are in Hong Kong.
Expats can be extradited.
To the mainland.
That just happened.
Yeah, like just happened.
convenient under the guise of
Uh-huh.
riots. No one's paying attention to the news. It's a false flag. Fuck.
What a time it is to be alive.
It's just depressing. It's a little stressy, but kind of just depressing.
Hey, we don't really like. I love how we would have had good news. It'd be like, hey, coronavirus isn't that bad. Now it's just
We're just sipping that depresso.
depresso.
That depresso. Fresh squeeze out of the machine. Depresso.
And I just wanted espresso. I need a pick me up, not a
Not
put me down.
Not a put me down, but I'm drinking the depresso.
So, oh yeah, and also, I guess like just a little tidbit before we end things. Twitter is doing their fact check like the thing. The
that's a
tag
great
stuff.
segue.
Yeah, that's
Let's talk about it.
So, obviously, this is to get back at Trump because they're not going to take Trump off of Twitter. He generates way too much volume on their app. So, that being said, they put up this thing that's like, faulty information or like possible misinformation. They did it to one of Trump's tweets and they were wrong. Like, they're all knowing, like, fact check
So
is
the
wrong.
tweet was Trump criticizing that there shall be no mail-in ballots for the general election because they can be altered, corrupted, and mishandled. And they put a fact check on it that this might be misinformation. So what does Trump do? He's going to be signing an executive order to remove certain protections from platform social media companies if they censor people.
Yeah. I mean,
You got fucked, Twitter. You got fucked. Jack Dorsey.
Jack Dorsey,
What
man.
the fuck were you thinking? I can only imagine, because I'm sure there are moderators on Twitter that maintain certain accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Trump's got to go straight to Jack.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Like,
Or he's got a team,
the
a
highest
select team of moderators just for Trump. I'm sure. Who fucked up? Who just thought like, I'm gonna get back at Trump.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna
This
click.
is a terrible. They're getting in a pissing match with the president of the United
The
States.
leader of the free. You may think he's a pile of dog shit, orange man bad, but he's still the leader of the free world.
Yeah, he's got a lot of power.
He's got a pretty. He doesn't speak softly, and he also carries a very big stick.
Yeah. So we're definitely like, because that's always been like, this has been an argument for years now.
Censorship.
Yeah, censorship on platforms like YouTube, even Google. I mean, same company.
Yeah.
But that being said, that they're private companies, so technically they should be able to like say whatever that do whatever they want, cut whoever they want. But that being said, they eliminate people based on terms that are not written out. Like they just, because you can't write out like, oh, Anne has like conservative viewpoints, like.
Well, it's a difference between these social media companies and the newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
That's an editorial. There's a person that curates the material that will be on their product. They have a product and people give them stuff.
Yeah.
And they edit to say, I like this, I don't like that. Change this, change that. Once everything's good, we will publish it. We will publish. We will stand behind this, written word and put it out.
Yeah.
These companies, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, blah, 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 those are platforms where egalitarian. Anybody could post anything. Now, if anything is against the law, child pornography.
Yeah, you can't like put shit like that on YouTube.
Really shitty things, scams, anything illegal, we will take down because it's illegal. But barring that, you could do whatever you want. Except that you can't do whatever you want. And these internet laws were all written in the 90s, or they're old FCC laws concerning, news that are in relation to these companies. They didn't, do you think people in the 90s thought there was going to be a Facebook, Twitter?
Mm-mm.
No, but these ancient laws now, for the internet, everything's ancient after 5 years. They can't keep up, and they don't serve the today's type of environment, specifically with these laws that are trying to govern. So, yeah, Antifa's going to be called a domestic terrorist organization. That's going to be interesting. Trump just tweeted that yesterday. That's a lot of people think that a lot of the aggressiveness of violence is coming from Antifa and not from people that are actually trying to protest. I don't really believe that because seeing it firsthand, a lot of people just want to fucking watch the world burn.
Mm-hmm.
But they are going to be classified as a domestic terrorist organization.
Well, they put out a threat online.
Yeah, they put it down on,
so
on Twitter, which
that'll
I'm
do
surprised
it.
it actually got taken down because they've done a lot of bullshit on Twitter and got away scotch-free. But they posted, quote, "Fuck the cities. We are going to go into the suburbs next time. So you're going to attack American citizens at home."
Yeah.
Okay, great. One Florida sheriff has told the looters that if you attack people in their homes, that I suggest that they blow you out of their homes with their guns. And Florida likes guns, too. Plenty of people. I'm sure plenty of the Cubans got a piece on them in
hell
Florida. No doubt. So, this is just getting every day. Something new's coming up. It's just like, well, goddamn.
That's the silver lining.
Maybe
It's
we can start doing a daily podcast just to see what bullshit's coming up.
if shit keeps ramping up, we might have to. Honestly.
Might have to. But that's it's been that's about the last 5 days of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a lot to cover in episode 29.
Yeah. It's a lot of things. Find us on Facebook, Demagogue News. I mean, at this point, add our Facebook accounts.
Yeah.
Stephen Cruz.
Or Tomas McGrath.
Yeah. Find us through our Demagogue Facebook. Yeah, we're starting to post some things. Our Instagram, Demagogue News Instagram. And yeah, keep that head on that swivel, people.
For sure.